Hello,
Hello.
hello everybody. Okay, welcome to the new focus level 6 to 7 on sympathy and congratulations. So quite different from the last topic
Yeah.
that I did. So if anyone had stayed from the last hour, then that's great and prepare yourselves for a new topic, some new vocabulary, etc., etc. Um, Emily, is there anything you'd like to say before we
Yeah.
introduce ourselves?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Please do write to us your name and where you come from, and maybe what you're doing at the moment. Are you busy? Are you working from home, or are you doing other activities to spend this time inside? And as Jadene said, my name is Emily. I am from the UK and I work with Jadene at the Milan school in Milan Mirabili.
Exactly. Although I I'm a very new teacher for my years, so
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been in the school twice. So anyone watching who does go to the Meravili school, you've probably
Mm-hmm.
been there more times than me, which is quite funny, but it's okay.
Yeah. Yes,
I
I
am
think I saw
also
you once at the school. We have met once.
yes, but I think we've formed a very nice relationship since, Emily.
I think
So
so.
there you, there you go. We don't need physicality to form relationships. We should all
Mhm.
remember this during this difficult time. Um,
Mhm.
I am also from England, but I am from the south, whereas Emily is from the middle.
Mhm.
So it's interesting because our accents are very similar, but we do have a few words that we will pronounce differently.
Mhm.
So try and listen out for that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, we have our first comment. Hi, Maurizio from Rome. Okay, and you're working at your office. Oh, at your office in your house, or are you traveling to work still? So you're
Yeah,
very,
that's
very
true.
lucky if you are leaving your house still.
Yes, I think we're all very jealous of you if you get to go
Yes.
to work.
Mhm.
But obviously, you don't have so much work to do if you are watching our
Mhm.
webinar at 3 p.m.
True, true.
Okay, and we have Luca from Navarra. In general, I like this. He's got a little
Mhm.
bio about himself. So for
Amazing.
anyone who doesn't know, a bio is short for biography.
Mhm.
Um, and Luca has written us a personal bio. So in general, I read books, watch TV, and watch your online lessons. Oh,
Lovely.
like
Yeah, I remember you, Luca, I think. I remember several of you today. Anna Maria, welcome from Bergamo. Oh, I'm locked in my house. Yes, me too. I think most of us are locked in our houses. Yeah. And Simona, oh, eating strawberries. I'm very jealous of that.
ooh,
I love
yeah, me
strawberries.
too. Me too. Are they in season at the moment? Because I
Hmm.
really like strawberries when they're really, really sweet.
I
Um,
think it's
but
very
I never
early.
know. I never know when they are sweet. Are they sweet when
Hmm.
they're in season, or
I think
is
in
it a
season,
different
yeah.
type of strawberry?
I don't know.
Mm,
I think late in the season, if they grow for longer, they become sweeter, I think.
okay.
So I would say June or July, but I am not an expert on fruit growing at all. Um,
And
just
with all the
instinct.
global warming, maybe
True.
we get sweeter
Some
strawberries
very early
earlier.
strawberries. Yeah,
I
because
don't
we
know.
probably, you probably, if you have a garden or a place to grow things, you probably can grow strawberries at the moment, um,
Okay.
even if they're not
Maybe
ready.
Maybe I'll try on my balcony. I've got enough
Yeah.
time. Like you, Anna
Mhm.
Maria, I am also locked in my house, so
Mhm.
I need to find something to do. Ah,
Uh-uh.
and Simona has told us, yes, it, don't forget, we always need the subject. So the
Mhm.
season, or it, is a little bit too early for strawberries, but they're so sweet. Okay. Now I'm
Okay.
even more jealous.
Me too. Yes. Enjoy, Simona. Enjoy. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Maurizio, more information, thank you. So I'm not working from
Ah,
home, but from the office. Okay, a fireman. Yes, very
okay.
important. You
Okay.
can't work
So
from
I'm
home,
sorry,
I'm
I'm
afraid.
sorry I judged you for for watching our webinars. Of course you are welcome to the webinar.
Mm. Yes, it's a good way to spend your time, I think, if you are working.
A fireman I think is a strange job because it's the kind of job where you hope that there's not a lot of work
Hmm.
for for you.
Yes.
So hopefully no one will need you
Hmm.
today
Yes, yes, we
because
hope
I
so.
think there are too many problems right
Hmm.
now.
Yeah,
um,
absolutely. Okay. That actually
okay.
some of these phrases, Maurizio, might be useful for you in your job. Maybe if you need to give sympathy to people if there is a bad
Mm,
accident. So maybe we can talk about what sympathy is. What is sympathy?
yeah. Sure. So sympathy is very similar to empathy, actually.
Hmm.
So probably if you guys have heard the word, if you've heard of sympathy or empathy, you've also heard of the others. So I think that sympathy is a false friend to Italian.
Hmm.
Is that right, Emily?
I don't
Um,
completely speak Italian, but I believe so, yes.
but I think the word sympathetic. Um, so if someone has sympathy, if something bad has happened to another person, I can feel sorry for you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Whereas if somebody has empathy, if something bad has happened to another person, I can feel what that's like.
Hmm.
Do
Yeah.
you would you have a better way to describe it? So
Yeah,
sympathy is
I
feeling
do.
for somebody, empathy feeling it yourself.
Yeah, that's right. You recognize other people's emotions and you understand what they are feeling. And you're right, Luca. If you express sympathy, if you speak, then you are giving a good message for a bad situation. That's completely right. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
some other good ideas. The feeling about something bad. Yeah, often it's when people need support during a bad situation. And if you show sympathy, it means you are there for them. You express that feeling. And as Anna
Oh yeah,
Maria
and
says
lovely
too.
Anna Maria.
Hmm.
Yeah. So she
Yeah.
says, showing support or affection. Exactly.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
sympathy is when you show support or concern, we can say,
Hmm.
um, for somebody else during a bad time.
Hmm. Absolutely. I just want to mention the adjective again because that is a common error that I hear. So it's not
Mm,
sympathetic or empathic, it's sympathetic and empathetic. So there is this et sound in the middle. Okay, so those are the characteristics sympathetic, empathetic. Okay.
exactly. So someone is sympathetic if they show or express sympathy,
Hmm.
which is the noun. Um, so then I guess just to be safe, we can go over Emily. What congratulations.
Yeah, so congratulations again, showing support and affection, but in a positive situation. It's when you express
Yeah,
how happy you are for someone else.
yeah,
And
exactly. I think that was really
the verb,
lovely and concise.
okay, and the verb, of course, is to congratulate. Normally, to congratulate somebody.
Mm. We can say we give or we offer
Hmm.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, my
and
laptop has
it's
been really freezy.
okay, don't worry. And congratulations. I don't know if this is the same as other languages or not, but we usually use the plural. It's we don't really say
Yeah,
congratulation. It's always the plural.
yeah, that's a really good point.
Okay, so today we'll talk about those two ideas of sympathy and congratulations, and maybe we will give you some ideas of how to write a letter of either sympathy or congratulations, but we will see how we go there. Okay, so another question for you to answer in the comments. So, Jadine, do you want to read this?
Okay, sure. So, sending greeting cards. In what situations do you send greeting cards? What do you write? 2. How do you celebrate good and bad news? So before we begin, Emily, what is a greeting card? Because I know a
Mm-hmm.
greeting is when you see or speak to somebody, it's the first thing you say. You greet them.
Mm-hmm.
So usually it's hello or hi.
Mm-hmm.
In an email or a letter, it can be dear. So what is a greeting card?
Yeah, so a greeting card is a card or a letter that you send to someone for an occasion. So a birthday is the most
Okay.
common. So a birthday card, for example, is a type of greeting card. Greeting card is the general word.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
And does that
And
cover
mhm.
also negative situations?
It
For
does,
example,
yes.
okay,
Mhm.
so
Yes,
greeting
I
cards
think
are general. Sorry, I mean, I was just
it's
reading.
okay. I think
So
there is
in
a
the
time
comment,
delay. Mhm.
always in the comments, for question 1, let us know what other type of greeting cards you have
Mhm.
given or received or have seen. So Emily has already mentioned birthday cards are one type.
Mhm.
Have you ever
Yeah.
given any other type of greeting cards?
Mhm. And I hope you don't mind me saying this, Jadine, but it's Jadine's birthday today. So
Woo!
yeah. Have you received any birthday cards this year?
No. No. Maybe
Oh.
maybe during this activity you can all write me birthday card.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe you will receive an e-card, an online greeting card.
maybe.
I
Or
know.
maybe, you're also welcome to express your sympathy to me.
Well, that depends how old you are, maybe, but
Oh, it's
we
true, it's
won't ask
true.
that.
No, I'm still very young. We can say I'm in my prime. It's a
Hmm.
good phrase for you all to know.
Yeah.
Being in your prime doesn't necessarily mean that you're young, but it definitely means you feel that you're at the best stage of your life
Hmm.
still.
Okay. So maybe we don't have any answers yet. Maybe we can give another example of a greeting
Hmm,
card.
I think that's fair. So we can give two examples actually, because recently in the past, oh no, it's not true. We've got loads of answers.
Okay, they've come through now. Perfect. Okay.
Okay. So Simona, thank you. um, okay, perfect. So I write greeting cards to my friends for Christmas and also your family, I hope.
hmm
Exactly. So we would write a greeting card. Um, Luca, I usually send greeting cards when I go to the sea in the summer. Now,
Hmm.
Emily, what do you think of this? In terms of the grammar, it's perfect, but
It is. Yeah, so this is a slightly different kind of card. So the card where there is a picture of a place on one side and a space to write something on the other, we call a postcard. So normally this is what you send a postcard when you are on holiday, and you want to send a memory to someone else. Yeah. So greeting cards are more for occasions and more for
yeah.
holidays or an event. But a postcard is like to remember a holiday.
Mm. I see that Anna Maria has left a comment, but my screen won't
Okay,
show it.
yeah, there you go. So yeah, I wrote a greeting card for the marriage of one of my friends. Okay, lovely.
Yeah. So this would have
hmm
been like a congratulations on your wedding.
hmm
You can also send them earlier, so congratulations on your engagement.
hmm
Um, and also earlier or later, congratulations on your pregnancy as well.
hmm
But there are all kinds of cards you can get nowadays. What's the strangest greeting card you
Oh
ever come
wow.
across, Emily?
Um, I'm trying to think. Um, there are some really specific birthday cards. You know, like normally there are general birthday cards that are not age related, and there are
Hmm.
special numbers. But then
That's true.
occasionally you will see happy 37th birthday or something really
That's
weird,
true.
you know,
That's
that
true.
people
Actually,
that normally you would
there's
have a general card.
there's a card shop really close to where I live in London.
Mm.
Um, and we love it because they have cards for every member of your family.
Oh,
So
amazing.
they honestly, they have cards for your aunties and your uncles. They have cards for your aunties-in-law and your uncles-in-law.
hmm
They have cards for your step relatives. They have cards
Amazing.
for your parents' boyfriends or girlfriends. They have
Mhm.
cards for your children's boyfriends and girlfriends.
Wow,
Um,
wow.
but like really, they've got cousin cards. They've got second cousin card. It's very strange.
That's
Um,
crazy.
and my family is, I guess you could say, the word is reconstituted, which means
hmm
there have been lots of divisions and lots of new additions. Um, so
That's
yeah,
true of my family also. Yeah.
it's a really good card
Yes.
shop.
Okay, I'll remember that. That's great.
Okay, and we've got two together. So yeah, so both of you
hmm
greeting cards for graduations, exactly.
hmm
I think it's the graduation period in Italy, or at least it was recently.
Yes, I
I knew
believe
a lot of
so.
people graduating. And
hmm
hello, Simone, welcome.
Hi,
Um,
Simone.
so we've answered half of question one. The
hmm
second part is what do you usually write? So
Yeah.
if you would like to share, you're welcome to tell us what kind of
hmm
things you usually write in a greetings card.
hmm
Um, and then the second question is quite different, because it's not really to do with the cards. So how do you celebrate good and bad news, or good
hmm
or bad news? Because
Yeah,
probably you
maybe
don't
it's the
get them both
same.
together.
Maybe it's, yeah, I mean, maybe the card is the only similarity. Although I'm not sure I would send a card for bad news personally.
Really?
I
What
think it
what would you
depends
do
on
for
what.
bad news?
For example, if someone gets divorced, someone separates from a partner, I don't think I
Mm,
would send a card in that case.
no.
Unless maybe if they were really happy about it, but
So
it's
you
unlikely.
associate cards then with quite a happy experience.
Happy or neutral? I think something like Christmas can be really
Okay.
happy, or it can just be I'm thinking about you. Because not everyone
Okay,
celebrates Christmas so much. Um,
that's true. But
but
is it because
yeah,
maybe you wouldn't give a card for a bad situation because a card is like a physical reminder of
probably, yeah.
something?
Yeah, I think it depends on the individual, though. There are people I would send cards to, but I'm not really a card
A
person
card
in general.
sender.
So,
Yeah, I find it difficult with cards because you don't know if you should throw them away or not.
yeah,
And sometimes you want to keep them, but then you just end up having a lot of
hmm
cards that you don't ever really look at again.
hmm
Um, yeah, so they're difficult. It's an interesting one. I like getting cards, especially at Christmas and stuff. But then
hmm
afterwards, yeah, you never know. Should I keep them? Is it rude to throw them away?
yeah,
Um, but also great, Simone. So I send greeting cards. So them, because more than one, I send them
hmm
regularly. To my just married friends. Oh, I like that.
lovely. Yeah.
That's nice. So we'd probably say recently married friends.
hmm
Um, although on the card, I would expect the title of the card to say just married.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because it's, yeah, read as the person.
hmm
So great. But I have another question, Emily.
hmm Yeah.
What about if somebody has died? Would
Hmm.
you send a card then?
Probably if I know their relatives, if I know their family, yes. Yes. If I don't know their family, maybe, depending on how well I knew the person who died.
Okay, because I think in my experience, I've only seen cards in sad situations.
Mm,
Unless they're thinking of you cards, for example, if
yeah.
someone's having a difficult time.
hmm
I've only seen greeting cards for sad situations,
Yeah.
for funerals or for the loss of somebody. And
Yes,
then
me
we can
too.
say, in the instance where someone's died, I'm
hmm
sure in other instances, but mostly I've only ever heard it this, we use the word condolences,
hmm
which is kind of like the opposite of congratulations. So
hmm
instead of offering someone congratulations, support, encouragement in a good time, we offer condolences,
Yeah.
um, which is still support and affection, but for a bad time, usually
hmm
when someone has died.
hmm
And again,
Yeah.
condolences is always pluralized as well.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
okay,
Good point.
great. So for question two, I celebrate good news. So not just one, good news. News is
hmm
not countable.
Yes,
Um,
it's a
I
strange one.
with we can say with a toast. So I
hmm
like that. Is that like a cheers? Salute?
Yeah, maybe give a speech.
Yeah, yeah, I really
That's
like
lovely.
it. And Luca, I usually celebrate good news with a party. For example, if
Mm,
you graduate, if it's your birthday, and so on. That's great. So do
that's
you
lovely.
throw a lot of parties, Luca? Is your house always full with people? Or do you have the party somewhere else? Okay, so there is a lot of bad news in Bergamo right now. For
hmm
condolences, the telegram is more used.
Okay.
The
Um,
telegram.
so I think the telegram is slightly more old fashioned. Um, I mean, maybe it is. Probably more likely to be a card or something that you send through the post. I don't know how common the telegram is in Italy,
Yeah,
but in England, the only time you can receive a telegram now, I believe, is when you have a 100-year birthday, if you are 100 years old, and then the Queen will send you a telegram,
that's
which is a
true.
lovely tradition that we have. But I don't
Yeah, so
think
just
we can send them otherwise
for
anymore.
reference, telegrams were used a lot during the war. I'm not
Hmm.
entirely sure how telegrams work, but
No.
I know essentially, essentially a signal is has to be you have to send your message
Hmm.
to a place which will take the signal of what you've put
Hmm.
and then send it to another place, and the machine will type out word for word the telegram, the
Yes, it's
message.
like an
Um,
earlier fax machine, which we also don't
yeah,
use very much now.
exactly. And I think a lot of them use Morse code as well, which is the code with the dots on the lines.
Hmm.
Um, Not always, but frequently. Um, okay. Simona, it depends on
Hmm.
the situation, but often I celebrate by having a drink with friends. Oh no, to have a drink with friends is the best solution. Yes,
Okay, yes, good.
that's true. For good news and for bad news.
Yes, you
For me
can drown your
personally,
sorrows.
or you
You
can
can forget by drinking.
exactly, or you can celebrate. You can have many
Yeah.
toasts. Um, for me personally, I whenever I accomplish something I thought was very difficult, I don't smoke, but I would buy and smoke a cigar
Right.
as
Hmm.
my celebration.
Hmm.
Oh, great. Okay, Luca. Last year for my birthday, I gave a party at home. Cool.
Okay.
Um, so we are giving it, but the verb we would be more likely to use is I hosted or
Or
I
had,
threw
or I
or I
had.
had. Yeah,
Hmm.
lots of different collocations.
Hmm.
That gave a party we don't usually hear together.
Hmm.
Um, but I can see why you would
Yeah.
think that because you are giving the party. So,
Hmm.
okay. Great, guys. Thank you.
Some great answers there. Thank you. Okay, so these are some examples. Um, what do you think about emails for good and bad news? Are they acceptable or are they too impersonal?
I mean, they are, I guess they're acceptable. But I think emails are very impersonal.
Mm,
Um, I feel like if you don't want to wait to send a letter or a card and you don't want to call, probably a text is better. I
I
don't know.
suppose, yeah, yeah.
If you don't want to
I
speak to the person, I think a
mm-hmm,
text is better. An email, because as well for me, emails always follow a format.
mm-hmm,
Even if I'm emailing a friend, I always stick to the emailing conventions,
mm-hmm.
and I think it would be I wouldn't feel comfortable receiving good or bad news in an email where I read it, Dear Jadene, or Hi Jadene,
Yes,
next line,
yes. If you're
introduction.
waiting to hear about an application for something, you think, oh no,
Ah,
I don't
but
want to open the email. Is it good news? Is it
actually,
bad
no,
news?
that's a good point though. If the good news is coming or the bad news is coming because I've applied for something like a job
Mhm.
or when you apply for university, etc., then it's okay. But it's because it's impersonal.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
absolutely. It's part
when
of the
you apply to
process.
start something, exactly. Whereas if a friend emailed me to tell me she was pregnant or he was getting married or
Hmm.
something awful had happened, I would wonder why they were emailing me.
Yes. No, I understand that. Yeah.
Although I do, or I used to know a girl actually, um who her boyfriend broke up with her through
Hmm.
email.
Oh no. Is
Yeah,
that
but not
worse
even.
than text? I don't
I
know.
think so. It
Probably.
wasn't even. It wasn't even by email. It was by PDF attachment to the
What?
email.
No, that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah, and she didn't have. I think she didn't have a PDF viewer on her laptop, so
No.
she had to download a PDF viewer to access the PDF to find out that she had been dumped or broken
Wow.
up with.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys, that is how not to give bad news.
yeah.
Okay.
Do not do
If you learn anything from
that.
today.
Yeah,
Okay, so here's
it's
some.
never okay to give bad news by PDF.
No, no, definitely not. So here's some vocab. I think most of you will know a lot of these already. So I'll just read them for pronunciation. But what do you think for this matching activity? What do you think the words, which pictures do the words apply to? Okay, so we have sickness, accident or injury, loss, which is a more polite way to say there is a death, so you can have a loss, or to lose somebody, a tough
Mm,
time, job loss, and divorce. Again,
okay.
if you lose your job, it's not your decision, it's not your fault. Somebody in the company decided that you need to leave the company.
Mm. It can be you have been fired, so
Mm-hmm.
you have been kicked out, or you have been made redundant, which is where the company has no more money, so they cannot afford to keep you. It's not because you did a bad job or you did something wrong. The company just has no more money.
Yeah. And if you choose to leave the job, we call that to quit. You quit a job.
Yeah. Um, and just going a little bit back to being made redundant, a really
Mm-hmm.
nice way of saying that someone's been made redundant is to say, or a more casual way anyway, is to say they have been laid off.
Mm-hmm. Or also they have been let go, you can say.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So to be laid off or
Yeah.
let
And
go.
you are right. A is indeed job loss.
No, I don't have the comments.
Okay, B we have
Okay.
one now for B, accident or injury, which is correct, yes. So an injury, just to give the difference there, an accident, I think as you know, is just any problem that you have, and that can be physical, it can be slightly less. An injury is more about pain if you have a physical problem because of an accident, you have an injury. Okay. C, we have
So see, we have
divorce.
divorce, but Simone says divorce is F.
Ah,
Wow.
okay. Maybe
Yeah,
depending
I
on
think
how you
so.
feel.
What do we have left?
So
Okay, with
now
divorce. Now we've
we
got
have loss.
sickness.
Yes,
Yeah, loss
sickness,
and a tough
loss, and a
time.
tough time. Yeah, okay. So sickness is next,
Yeah.
and loss, death, and a tough time. I think as many of you said. That's great. Well done.
So what is a tough time, Emily? What does it
Hmm.
mean?
So a tough time is a very, very general phrase. So tough just means difficult. So a tough time is like you're having a difficult time. Maybe that's because of family problems. Maybe you are
Yeah.
having a bad time at work. maybe you have health problems. It's very, very general. So
A
this
tough
this is
time.
where the thinking of you cards come in often. It's
Yeah.
very
I mean, a tough time, it can be different for everybody as well.
mhm,
What you think is a tough time, maybe I
yeah.
don't think is a tough time, and vice
Hmm.
versa. Which is gonna switch. Um, Probably for many people, the quarantine period has been a tough time.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
Whereas for
absolutely.
other people, they don't mind. So
Hmm.
it's really a tough time is really relative. Um,
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. And it depends what for you makes a tough time. You know, if you have financial problems or health problems,
hmm,
it can be very general. Luca,
yeah,
yes,
so
it
like
is a
Luca said,
tough time. Yeah, and you can
especially
talk
now.
about a country having a tough time as well. I think Italy is for
Yeah,
sure having a tough
or
time,
a
much of
service
Europe.
as well.
Hmm.
For example, the hospitals are having a tough time at the
Yeah,
moment because there's not enough
exactly.
staff. So
Hmm.
really good, guys. Also, Emily, I just wanted to point out the
Hmm.
title of the slide.
Yes.
One way we can introduce or we can offer condolences. A
Hmm.
very common way is to say to someone, I'm so sorry, or I'm sorry to hear about your, and
Hmm.
then whatever the problem is. I'll see you, Monet.
Yeah. Oh, oh, yes. That's difficult. It sounds like your divorce
Oh,
was a
honey.
tough time for
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So we're sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
genuinely sorry to have heard about that, but hopefully you are
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a better place
Yeah.
now.
I hope you're happier now.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so that's one way you can express sympathy, I think. Jadine and I both used comparatives there. Jadine said a better place. I said, I hope you are happier now. So often we use comparatives to say, I hope things will get better, things will improve, because you don't want to say everything will be as good as it is possible to be, but you are
Mm.
you are hoping for improvement. So comparatives are always useful for these situations. Um, and Jadine, what do you say to someone who is having a tough time or maybe has lost someone? Are there any
Yeah,
useful phrases or other things to say?
so different things we can say. I don't know if it's just a British thing, but to
Mm-hmm.
apologize, definitely. So I'm sorry. It doesn't mean that I've done something wrong.
Jadine has gone, but she will return. Yeah, as she says, it doesn't mean you've done something wrong if you say, I'm sorry. It's just giving how you feel. It's just being very honest, being very personal in that way. Okay, we'll see. I'm sure she will return. So here are some phrases. Is she coming back? Okay, so I will read these phrases. We have, I'm sorry to hear that, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I just want to be listened to. Sometimes there is no advice to help you. You just want someone to say, I hear you, I am listening. Please accept my condolences. So think about, is this second one formal or informal? What do you think? Have, I'm so sorry for your loss. I hope you feel better soon. Welcome back. And I hope things get better soon.
Um, yes, I'm back.
It's okay.
I'm back
Yeah,
and stronger than ever.
perfect. 9 lives like a cat. Okay.
Yeah,
So I just
hopefully.
read through these phrases. I just
Okay.
asked what people thought about this second one, if it's formal or informal, or what kind of situation we could use for the second one.
Mm.
Um, do you use any of these phrases?
Yes, and I think generally, aside from the second one, so not including the second one, but they can all be used formally or casually.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because sometimes as well, the first one, I'm sorry to hear that, can be genuine. It can be very emotional. But it can also just be used, for example, in your job. If you work in a job and there's a problem, it can be used just as like an acknowledgement, but without really caring. For example, I don't know. For example, if there is some conflict at work and someone says, "Oh, but this thing happened to me," you can say, "I'm sorry to hear that, but you shouldn't behave in a certain way." So yeah,
I think often
I
the
don't know if I
second to
explained
last
that
one as
well.
well, sometimes. I hope you feel better soon. Maybe you don't know the person very well. It's just a general thing we say, particularly for sickness, that one. It's maybe not so much emotional. It's more about illness or sickness in either for you or your family. Yeah. Okay, we have an answer to my question, Simona. The second one is
Right.
indeed for a formal situation, yes.
Yeah.
So maybe you will see that in a letter from an official person, or if you write to someone who you don't know very well, maybe someone dies who you do know, and you write to their family. You may not know the family of everyone who dies, so you use a more formal phrase then. Okay.
Exactly.
Is there anything you want to add here, Judy?
No, I think that's
Okay.
okay.
I think we'll move on then. So I think we'll skip past this. So now, how about congratulations? So these are some occasions when you can congratulate people. We talked about most of these. Yeah, you can have specific cards, I think, for all of these situations. Would you send cards for all of these things, Jodie?
Um, I mean, if I had all the time and money in the world,
Well,
I would,
yes.
because I think it's nice to receive a card,
Mhm,
or a letter. So I think it's always nicer than just getting a text or something.
mhm. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I would maybe send I probably wouldn't send a card for a new job or a promotion
Mhm.
or passing
Yeah.
a driving test, but if I had the opportunity to, I would like to.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you can see on the board that it says congratulations on and then an ing.
Mhm.
Um, and you can definitely get cards that just say congratulations on your new baby.
Mhm.
Um, but probably more likely we would have an ing verb. So congratulations on
Mhm.
having a new baby.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, or congratulations on getting married.
Mhm.
Congratulations on graduating. Would you say actually? Would you say on graduating
I think so. Yes, it seems quite formal, but you can.
or
Um,
on your graduation?
yeah, or often now people just for things like graduation, people add happy to the beginning, so happy graduation, as if it
Happy
were
New Year.
an event, like Happy Christmas. You can say Happy
It kind of
graduation.
is. It kind of
Um,
is an event, though, isn't it?
yeah, but that's very card based. It's very commercial, um, which and
Everything
people often use
is.
short forms. Just one other thing about the word congratulations. In very informal language, people can also say congrats. You can
Oh,
shorten it
that's
to
true.
congrats. So you may hear that as well. Okay, I think we've got time for maybe one more slide with these phrases. Jodine, do you want to read these?
Yes. So, ways to say congratulations. You can say congratulations on your. something, as we saw on the last slide. I'm so happy for you, which is really nice as well. A nice way to express empathy.
Yeah, exactly, in a
Sympathy,
positive
yeah,
way.
but in a good way. So congratulations. I wish you the best of luck. That's great news. I'm so proud of you. And oh, there it is. Congrats.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
the second to last one, I'm so proud of you. This is an interesting one. Because obviously pride is usually something we feel in ourselves, but we can feel pride for other people.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the same in Italian or French or Spanish, depending on who is watching. But in English, it's very common to express pride in another person. It doesn't have to be your child. It can
No.
be a friend of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they have accomplished or achieved something. It can even be small. For example, if my housemate is scared to go to the shop, but then she goes to the supermarket or the grocery store, when she comes back, I can say, I'm so proud of you because you accomplished something that you thought would be difficult.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of you is an interesting one because you can find it in maybe thinking of you cards as well. Because it's saying, I'm so proud of you because you are surviving this difficult situation. But of course you can see it in graduation cards. You often say it for any kind of achievement, whether it's big or small, as Jadene said. So it's one of my favorite phrases. I really like the phrase "I'm so proud of you."
I like it too.
Yeah, and it can be humorous. Maybe if it's a very very minor thing that shouldn't be difficult for an individual. You can say, "I'm so proud of you for cleaning your room." You can use
Yeah,
it in that way.
exactly.
But most of the time, it's very personal. Um, yeah, and I wish you the best of luck. That one is quite formal, so you can also shorten it to best of luck. For example, at the end of an email or the end of a letter, you often find best of luck, or good luck. You will probably know is also very common.
And this is
Okay.
usually though when someone is about to start something new.
Yes.
You wouldn't really say, "I wish you the best of luck." Um, I don't know, for something that has already been happening. But if something is going to be new, for example, in my new job, or I've graduated, so now I have to look for something to do in my future, someone is wishing me the best of luck. You wouldn't say this, for example, on a birthday. So happy
Yeah.
birthday! I wish you the best of luck with what?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good point. Maybe one final question. If we are talking a lot about cards today, what do you think about pre-written cards? Sometimes you buy cards with a message inside already, and sometimes they're very empty, and you choose the message. Do you have any
Um,
feelings about that?
Again, it depends. If, for example, I'm sending a lot of Christmas cards out to everybody, then I think pre-written cards are fine. If I'm only sending a few cards, then I would want to try and make them a bit special. But sometimes you just don't have the ideas to
Yes.
make everybody's cards different. So if you're writing the same thing every time, I think just buy something that's pre-written. What about you, Emily?
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes I don't really like the cards with long poems in them that are
No.
very flowery, we can say. They are full of too much false emotion. Uh,
Mm,
but if it's a very short message, that's quite nice.
okay. So if you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask them. And Emily, do you just want to quickly give a review for the last minute?
Yeah. Yeah, so we talked about what sympathy and congratulations are. We talked about condolences as another alternative to sympathy in a particular situation. We talked about greetings cards, the cards that you send for an occasion, and what some different occasions are. We talked about vocabulary. If I just show you the slides again, we talked about vocabulary for some negative occasions when you express sympathy and some phrases you can use. And again, for congratulations, remember we have congratulations on with a noun or a verb with ing. And again, some useful phrases there. Okay, I hope you have a lovely afternoon, guys, and I'm
No.
sure we will both see you again another time.
Yes, if anyone wants to stay in the next hour, I will be doing another 6 to 7. So you're welcome to join me and Thiago. Okay.
Okay,
Bye bye.
enjoy that. Okay, bye everyone.